all of WWE, something like that, right?
But the soul of the ring ain't nothing there. Blood and sand and a hollow cheer. WrestleMania dies right here. They sold the fight for a shiny crown. Jake and Cole break it down. The Undertaker limps through the fire. Ric Flair's back, but he's wrapped in wire. Cena smiles like he's seen the light, but the paycheck glows brighter than the night. Neon lights can't hide the shade. Every punch thrown feels the same. Blood and sand and a hollow cheer. WrestleMania dies right here. They sold the fight for a shiny crown. Jake and Cole break it down. We analyze every bout, discussing every twist, don't leave a doubt. Predictions, insights, we break it all down into somewhere best critics around. Into somewhere we reviewing every bout, breaking down the moves, ain't no shadow of doubt. WWE heat, we bring that white hot flame. From Ray to Gunner, we calling names. Yeah. Turnbuckle tension, the ropes might snap. Jake calling spots, Cody's laying the map. Spaz with the bent, or a joke, then a clue. Breaking it down for the hardcore crew. Into somewhere wrestling minds collide. Breaking down the chaos, the truth won't hide. Briefcase in the air, who's taking the gold? We're diving deep, stories unfold.
With that. They left or right? Yeah. Now they're saying
somewhere Jake and Spaz ride, taking you on an NXT pride. Cincinnati's roar can't hide. Wrestling dreams all collide. The scoop on the belts and the rivalries brewing. Tag teams exploding, legends renewing. From indie vibes to the big stage proving. Every rumor nailed down, no chance of misconstruing. Catchphrases dropping like a pile driver move. Jake's switch sharp, Cody's got the groove. They keep it real raw, never out of the zone. In the zone, into somewhere where we break it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever.
Yeah. I like it. What? Yeah. I like it.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Woo! NXT Homecoming, September 16th, 2025. What a night. This was, Chef's Kiss, a ton of fun. Love what they brought us as fans. What a fun night indeed. How loud do I sound? Not ear-piercingly deaf. Okay, I'll take it. Playing with the volume settings and just messing things up, trying to make the stream just a tad bit louder, so let me know how it goes out there in Chatlands. What's going on to Twitter and YouTube? I think we can go live on TikTok again, but I forgot to apply because I'm very, very high. What's going on? The man, the myth, the legend, the me and my manwich, the bun to my cheeseburger. Cody O'Needy, 316.
How we doing? They probably heard me in the intro
I'm
before.
hungry. You got the munchies.
So,
Yeah, no,
you
just
made a botch.
no
Right.
bodge. You never shut up. I mean, what am I gonna do? Muzzle you? The shock collar ran out of batteries. You said. What am I gonna do? I'll make
you
it home
told
delivery.
me in the script, ask a question.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
you aired the
question.
question out during the intro.
Well, that's not a lie. That's true. All right, but I was pumped tonight, and for those that don't have the nostalgia, they'll be probably in a 6 out of 10 range, and that's what exactly
a
where.
question,
Oh, what's that?
I'm sorry.
What's
Just to
that?
Interrupt you a little. I noticed everyone got their old theme songs tonight.
Yes.
Is that permanent or is that
No,
just for
so if they have
homecoming?
access, just for fun.
So if they have access to the actual good theme songs of them, why can't they use those?
Mm-hmm.
So they choose to give crappy music.
It was funny. Stephanie Vaquet, as your Nikki Bella pronunciation goes, was doing an interview with Chris Vandervee, and she went ahead and said, hey, I had to beg for them to keep my music. They moved me up to Raw, and they're like, first thing we're doing is changing that music. And she's like, no, I love it. The fans really react to it. The breathing, the sound effects, it's perfect the way it is. And they're like, we're changing it. So she ran back to Shawn Michaels, and she's like, please don't make them change it. I love my music. I don't want to change. And he's like, all right, let me see what we can do. And Shawn's like, I think people love the music too. Well, they were going to change it a minute ago, but all right, I get her point. At least Shawn Michaels, Daddy Shawn saved the day. They got us with nostalgia. For those of us that did
Did
bleed
Charlotte
black
have
and
her
gold.
theme song too?
She did. She had her Woo one. I don't know if it was the newest edition, but it was one of them. And Alexa was her newest. I know that for sure. I think it's the one Charlotte's using now. But regardless, if you bled black and gold, this was absolutely for you. That dinginess, as it had originally, was great because it started as a stupid game show, then it evolved, and these guys are going to be the next level
Don't
competitors.
remind people about the fucking game show.
But even the game show elements are great to look back on because you see where people developed from and what it turned into and how it,
Is that
it
where Titus O'Neil
evolved.
did his first falling moment?
Yes,
He's
with
had a
the
few of
beer
those.
keg. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
again in Saudi is the greatest moment in any Royal Rumble ever. Ever.
Yeah, this was a good callback, love letter to Black and Gold NXT, and I think they missed a big opportunity to give it the old vibe. They should have went with that instead of having the new design.
Yeah.
They should have, because they used to have old school Raws where you set it up like it's the old school set and stuff. They should have done the black and gold set for NXT tonight. They should have.
I wonder how much. Well, you see the set. I don't know how much they could have done, but yeah, especially since things have changed. They have the new auditorium since they were last at Full Sail anyways. That's why it's somewhat different. This was great, though. This was a ton of fun. What it was back in those before times, before the network, really, and then it became a network thing.
Before they came out of the video board.
Yeah, so they went and they gave us an offering of which we did not have, and that was our independent wrestlers we came to love in those, regional territories, including things like Ring of Honor and even some TNA stints. But we would see people from New Japan. We would see people from, the UK scene all over be brought into this new developmental system. And they were churning out stars left and right. How many hands of soup was Dusty in for the original cast and crew? And it meant a lot to us fans because they didn't really change those people too much. Pretty much what you had in the indies for the most part, you kind of got then with there. But you grew to love the new names, whatever it was, silly at times to change it, legal reasons. And they would make these like super fights out of these long running indie rivalries. So this was not only like the place to be and the scene to see, it really became like a only source of enjoyment at that point in time because Raw and SmackDown were going through hell. The brand split was just happening again. They went and they divided everybody up. SmackDown was doing okay for a while, and then it just turned to shit. It was bad. I know
when
a lot of people
Jinder
recall
Mahal won
that.
the WWE Championship.
Mm.
It was 2016, 2017. It was amazing.
It was damn good. It wasn't amazing. It still had its issues, but
2016. No, 2016. I would say is amazing.
I wouldn't go that far. As much as I
I
like
think
Dean
you
Ambrose and
Oh.
SmackDown on AJ Styles, there was a lot of really good stuff. But amazing. I don't know. Shane and AJ was
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, 100%.
Granted.
2016, I would say amazing. Not Raw. Raw was just
Raw was limping along. Raw had little glimpses, like we would get some women's feuds that were really good, and then others that just hot potato the title and never want to die.
Well, SmackDown was true to its name, the land of opportunity, because they put
held
all
up.
the top stars on Monday Night Raw.
Daniel Bryan
And,
being the GM, then Paige getting involved, and Shane McMahon, and all the things. It was a fun show there. But
Then
point
Daniel
being,
Bryan and Shane both turned
the
heel.
TVs both turned even worse, and the only source you really had at that point before the creation of AEW was the WWE stuff for the NXT side of things, unless you were seeking out, again, like I said, Ring of Honor and New Japan and whatnot. And it just had that bingo hall feel brought to a bigger level. And that's why the weekly shows were so great, because it's like, oh my God, they're only an hour long. They get in, they get out, they build up these great rivalries. The wrestling's really good. And every takeover is like a wrestling Christmas. You're excited for it. It's 3 hours of amazing fun. There's always a variety of matches, and the tag team scene is usually the highlight. And, so that's why DIY, I spoke to people that didn't watch them then in NXT, and they're like, DIY is kind of ass. And I'm like, well, see, it's full of nostalgia, because they showed you tonight. They gave you another glimpse of greatness here in this tag match. And I did get all the predictions correct, too. Want to point that out for the homecoming. Was a bit obvious, but still. Got to get myself over. What are your first thoughts of this night now that we know, Black and Gold was what it was because it was a love letter to fans for a long time until it wasn't. And that's the thing. Until it became, we need this to be competition. And a lot of people misremember, but it was going to be Tuesday night Dynamite. NXT was on Wednesday, and then AEW had to move to Wednesday to compete with NXT. And they got destroyed for it.
Wait, they did that? No, don't tell me AEW did that, because I know a lot of wrestling fans online probably like bitches because WWE does the same thing. But remember, AEW started that all on their own, and then
funny enough,
it was okay. It was okay then.
Interesting how that works, right?
Yeah.
But there were some big things.
No, not 2016 in general for WWE was great. Let's not get the words twisted. SmackDown
was damn good, but they still had a lot. And there was some really fun things tonight as well. I wish they could have given us a couple of little differences. Just a fine few changes that I would have made to really make this a real like home run grand slam kind of thing. But we've got so much to look forward to. So as always, a little bit of house cleaning. Tomorrow night, we will be predicting WrestlePalooza AEW All Out as well. They're going to be in Toronto.
And we'll be predicting your week 3 NFL prediction.
Yes, we have to give my week 3 predictions.
So 3 things that we're predicting.
We're going to have more news on NXT No Mercy and more. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Like, subscribe.
What did you end up finishing?
All that stuff.
10-6.
I believe that was it. Yeah, I believe it was. I know I wrote it down on the sticky note.
You improved
10-5
by 2 games
because the Raiders lost, so 10-6, right?
Yep, 10-6.
Okay, there we go. I want to make sure I update that properly. Really?
You went up.
Really, the Raiders couldn't win? Stupid motherfuckers. Chat,
Wait,
how we doing?
Is that what the check? Hold on. Now I see this check in my bank account. $30 million. Where did you get the $30 million from? Pay it off to the referees.
Don't ask questions.
Raiders game and pay it to the referees and make sure the Raiders win.
It's that easy.
I thought that was just a check for me.
No, you were supposed to pass that forward. Supposed to give that to your NFL buddy, the giraffe. Come on. Catch on. All right. Evening. So how we doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Where is that copy shield in NXT, right? We need Shield 2.0. I will say this, though. The only thing that felt Temu about the night, and this is terrible to say in a way, but Tiffany Stratton. Oh, don't worry, kids. We got Tiffany Stratton at home. Out comes Bird Lady. Kids are, they're crying. You took away their trip to Disney. You brought them to the dentist, Mom. That's what that was. They couldn't have gotten anybody else? Oh, that's why. Gotcha. Lawsuit. As I'm stuffed up and dying over here. Change of season. Never nice, is it? I wonder what else they're going to add to No Mercy, but I'm excited. Next week, they're giving us title for title. TNA versus NXT. Champion versus champion. Winner takes all. Lexus King in a lights out match as well with Miles Bourne. Lexus got stomped to hell by Demonito's daddy. So that was pretty crazy. And from there, it just, the excitement kept going. So I want to say the opening was fun. I know they were building towards the women's tag, which was damn good as well. Probably my favorite of the night would definitely, as far as content, would be DIY and Trick and Carmelo. You know, I loved seeing them be back together. Mellow Don't Miz is still trying to work. I like that they injected a bit of main roster story into this. It makes sense. Now he's challenging for the U.S. title with Sami Zayn. So does Miz screw him over because he went for a singles title? Or does Miz help him beat Sami Zayn for the title? We'll be reviewing SmackDown as well this Friday, so make sure you tune in for that. We're hyped for WrestlePalooza. We'll be live after WrestlePalooza. I don't know if we're going to be live after AEW or if just the AEW review is going to be part of the WrestlePalooza coverage. We'll let you know. We're going to see how long
I'm
everything
assuming
runs.
this is your show, but I'm just going to assume that there wouldn't be enough time if WrestlePalooza starts at 7.
Yeah, that's probably the problem, you know. And realistically, we probably will have to double up in the one evening review, but we'll see. I like doing the watch-alongs, but it's hard with content.
I just made a decision without his permission. I'm sorry, folks.
You think you have
now the $30 million is out of my bank account?
You think you have power over me?
Okay, I don't think it was worth that much of a fine. Another 30 million? What the fuck is going on here?
You want to keep it going? You can triple it.
Okay, Jake. You're the greatest show host of all time. And sources say, like, from other shows, you were the greatest co-host.
Oh, no, that role goes to you, buddy. Cody Onidi, 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you.
Best co-host ever. Know your role.
Well, I was just saying because of, you know. Uh-oh.
I gotta shock you again. You tell me, but
no, not that one. Joe Hendry.
Oh yeah,
Joe
that was
Hendry.
great.
Yeah,
I mean, I know. So you go ahead and
you believe. I was trying to say.
Hey man, he appears.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Hendry. I love the running gag of him being the NXT boogeyman. Everyone being, especially Dark State, being afraid to say his name. It should be corny, but it's not. Because he burst through the wall like a fucking, classic horror villain would. I, too, want to know where Liv was, because there was a report Judgment Day in Unity, meaning all of them were supposed to show up. And then Liv's social media went dark. Know anything about that, Cody? Or do we got to call my time-traveling lawyer?
Her social media went dark?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. Who said it went dark?
Just stating the facts. You look at it, we haven't seen any updates yet, and it's a bit odd. She was supposed to be there.
Well,
you know what? Don't say anything. Better off. I don't want to know shit. I hate paperwork. Trick and Carmelo working together, definitely my favorite thing of the night. Ethan Page and Tyler Breeze was a treat. It sucks it was such a foregone conclusion, but I appreciate what it's setting up. At least they gave him a 2-week build instead of just having him come out tonight. They let him come out last week and get little decent shot in. The Grayson Waller effect was something, you know? So all in all, they had a lot of good tonight, a fun bit with nostalgia. I just genuinely hope and want them to go ahead and give us a proper glorious bomb. Not just glorious and then shut it off. No. Get it in front of the crowd. He should have come out after Balor came out and then, you know, continued the ass whooping on Lexus King just because. Anything, something. Come on. That was it for Bobby Roode. So some of the backstage moments were fun, but for the live crowd, I hope that shock didn't kill him. It's too quiet. Cody?
Yeah.
That was all right. That was like 10% power, but still, you awake now? Gotcha.
Yeah. I was acting like Bobby Roode's pop tonight. Yeah.
I thought I shocked you too much and you passed out again. Sorry.
No, not like when we were playing.
Oh, good. So I really don't know which way they're going to go with this as far as title versus title goes. I'm very intrigued, a little concerned, a little perplexed, but very excited. They got me hook, line, and sinker, baby. I'm telling you. It maybe not have been set up in the ultimate way, but what more do we need? I mean, hey, there's at least a lot of history there. It makes sense. It lines up. It's not out of into somewhere. All of it works. And all right. So, you know, the Grayson Waller interview was falling flat. And then Obafemi got trounced by Ricky Saints. We'll get into all the details. They're back in Winter Park, Florida, at Full Sail University, beyond sellout crowd. People are standing in the rampway, so where the sides would usually be. They have the ramp connected to the ring. Once again, not a big fan of that, but it worked because they had people just right there in the aisles, you know, being able to touch everybody as they walked by. It was a very cool visual. We had, you know, the Roar of the Crowd theme playing, which was cool to see. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary. Mike Rome being, you know, loud as ever in the ring. Triple H came out, King of Kings theme. I like this in his, you know, CEO,
Does
COO
he still ever
role.
go out to the game theme song? When was the last time he did that?
It's been a while. That's a good stat to look up. I'm not even the slightest bit sure when the last time he used it was. It's got to be some time ago.
Which version do you like more?
I like the game version. I like this for this version of him, but I prefer the game version. Nothing beats the original. I remember when he introduced with that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's Lemmy. But I don't know if I like it and then it just, the second time we saw it, just hit it, and it was like, yeah, this is a, you know, because I love the My Time theme so much. It's My Time.
That one's iconic.
Yeah. So, Triple H was very exuberant here. He was happy. You do?
It worked with the Authority.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, it's more of a heel-esque business type theme, if anything, to me.
Businessman, yeah.
Yeah, it's the evil version, you know, the parallel of good Triple H as he was when he was booking only, right, for NXT. He explained why all of this was special, and it's special because of me. He said me. Special because of all of us. He said we are NXT. The crowd was immaculate tonight. The only time they were quiet was the Grayson Waller effect until Ricky really cut on it on the mic. We got a surprise HBK appearance. He comes out next and thanks Hunter for selling out $1 million gates and making $1 billion deals with blood money. And lo and behold, it was, you know, fun to see them two in the ring. But Hunter said, you know, folks, we're lighting the world on fire, but what if I wanted to come back? Oh, they get you going, right? And just as that happened, Sean, you know, gets in his face as well.
You mentioned something about comebacks one time, and then it really got you going.
I know. Hey, you know, comebacks, fistbacks, all of it. I mean,
broke.
That too. I mean, but I'll only get sued for the third one. Is that a hate crime? I can't keep up anymore. There's too much shit to go on with. My eyes look worse today. They're killing me for like the last week. Look at this shit. Ugh. Looks like death.
It depends on what their thing of the month is. Like, so what if you said the sky was blue and it was accidentally like a purplish color that day? Could you get canceled?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, you are passing on disinformation, and you're also assuming someone's color. That can get me. Remember when I did that? Assume someone's color. That gentleman that got me in equals trouble. So.
Yeah. Oh well.
I didn't know he fell in a tar pit. Fucking who does that? So Charlotte,
does he still show up at your house?
No. William Regal should have, though, because he did his War Games announcement. We got Charlotte and Alexa coming out to set up the women's tag team title match. It was fun. It was nice. Charlotte and Alexa, I get it. They're the alumni. It was cool, but it just kind of felt like I don't know. I don't want to say leave it to the boys thing, because that's not it. That's not it at all. They were welcome, but like the way they were trying to make the match and making a joke off of him making them be in a War Games match, like, I wish they could have played off the back of that. I wish they could have had Bobby Roode then come out, do the glorious thing, and then be like, well, if you're going back and I'm coming back. Like, they could have brought people that couldn't wrestle back.
He didn't come out, though, because they seemed to have no pop for him.
Because he wasn't there. They were upset. They wanted to see him in person. They thought they were going to get to sing Glorious. That's why everyone was like, They were just deflated by it. They got a pre-recorded video with all the legends. That could have been filmed weeks ago, God knows, you know? None of that backstage was really live. I genuinely just...
That wasn't so glorious.
I would have kept bringing out the legends one by one, be like, you know, all the people that aren't wrestling. Well, if you're coming back and I'm coming back, kind of like whatever they were doing to Shayna Baszler, like that, you could have had it. I don't know. That's my picky creative brain, because it was a fun opening, but it was just the very generic. The next one. Like, I wish they did something more than just set up the women's tag team, because they could have just gone right into the women's tag team after that, and it wouldn't have been an issue. This didn't need to set that up. It was just to go ahead and have the women say, we're more superior, which I don't have a problem with. How many times have we said the women are the better enjoyment factor usually? Like, I was more into the main event than I was other things heading into this. Granted, Trick and Carmelo, goddamn, they got me going.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, one more.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Why didn't you ask before?
Oh, yeah, man.
No, we can't. You might be muted here.
Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley is in the form of the culling. Yeah, see, I think it's a touch sensor. So when I touch something there, it just like doesn't like me. Good to know for future reference when I have to mute you again.
And I got charged for it again?
Well, yeah, you spoke out of turn. And shocked. Sorry, this one's going to hurt a little. Granted, you didn't even scream for that one. Oh, a little delayed reaction, but you're getting there. This was a damn good match. I love the culling.
Wait, where's the next zap going?
We'll find out, won't we? Well, viewer request, maybe. So, the Culling's entrance kicks ass. This crowd was all about it. They cheered everybody as they should have tonight. Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley with the matching uniforms, you know, all in red, girls. Loved it. They looked fantastic. A lot of fun from them. And it just got better and better as the match went on. It started off a slight bit clunky, but I really feel like it improved towards the end. I was trying to find the other images that I saved to put in here, but it seems to have disappeared. Granted, they had some really cool moments. The whole point was Izzy Dame keeping the ring, you know, cut in half on Flair and Bliss so they couldn't tag each other back in, you know, always building towards that next hot tag against the heels. And they started off the match, I should mention, with the doll versus doll kind of stare down. And you had the crowd chanting, "This is wrestling." That was very amusing. You know, I'm glad that they're in on the joke with stuff. Like I said, the crowd knows what their role is, and they play it very well. That really, excuse me, Izzy Dame hit Charlotte Flair with a code breaker, and I was like, You know what? Maybe they are going to take the titles because it looks so clean and so perfect. I'm like, damn, that was great. Eventually, Spears gets on the apron to distract, and Tatum basically blocks a Twisted Bliss, and she gets the leverage pin on the ropes. And I'm like, oh, second time. Maybe they will get the titles. Look at no. So as I predicted, Bliss grabs her really quick, gives her a right hand. Sister Abigail, ba-ba-bam, 1, 2, 3. Funny she's not in the Wyatt 6, but still uses the Sister Abigail, right? Felt like she should have stopped using that move once she finally came back. Uh-oh, did I shock you to death, or are you muted now? We'll have to see. Granted,
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
All right, there we go.
There we go. Goddamn Discord dropping you on the call. Granted, yeah, very fun match. They gave me a couple of hope spots to think that Tatum and Izzy might have gotten the win. Fortunately, that was not the case. Dog wants me to play with his bear behind him. Afterwards, buddy, I know. Here. Hold on. See, we got the cummy bear. Because he humps the hell out of it. And I cuddle with it. Regardless, dog eats better than I do. Really fun match. I now I'm dying. Very fun match. I liked it from the start. They had a little bit of clunkiness, like I said, but they really picked it up towards the end. I'm hoping to see a bit more of the tag team women's titles be defended. Liz sent me a tweet earlier talking about how the men's tag titles have not been only been defended once, and it's been, I forget how many days since they've last been defended. That's terrible. They've only defended them once since June. Halfway through September. Yeah. So I'm not sure what their plan is with those belts, but
Yeah,
unfortunately,
we are halfway through September already, huh?
yes, indeed.
Thank you for reminding me, because now I need to get tickets to the Big E.
Oh, well, look at that.
You've been, right?
Yes, never. No, really, I've never gone. I was supposed to go one year, didn't, and then it just kind of was like, there was always something in the way of going. So,
Have you ever been to the Durham Fair?
many a years. We used to always take Danny, and
How was that one? Because I've heard people say that one's better than the Big E.
for any New Englanders, yeah, it's massive. There's tons and tons and tons of people that go. So you got to make sure you leave early and do that right. I think Twitter's now streaming. It wasn't before. I said it was, but it wasn't. I do need more throat lubrication. Spot on. So, all in all, love the opening match. Wish the opening itself had taken advantage of a few more legends. Backstage, Sol Ruka and Zarya are they're bickering, they're arguing, they're bitching.
The soul snatcher, because I think it could come out of anywhere.
You never know. And who of all people shows up but Lainey Reed, Candice LeRae. And they're talking because they're going to be facing each other to see who goes for the speed title. And then Shayna scares them away. Shayna, holy shit. Shayna Baszler is there. Talk about like, wow, you're not in TNA and being borrowed and you were fired, right? Or not rehired? How did this work again, boss? Regardless.
How did I get blamed for it?
I don't know, but it was your fault. Granted, then we went ahead and had more classic NXT themes and entrances. Tommaso Ciampa comes out with his face painted black and gold. Looks pretty cool under his hood. No One Will Survive. Blast through the arena as the fans sing along. Yeah, I love that one. Rebel Heart plays. Gargano comes out. Johnny Wrestling. I wish, you know.
Again, I have to ask, okay, if they are allowed to use all of these themes, why don't they?
Maybe they can only use them here. Maybe they relicense them just for tonight. Never know. But
so they just choose to use bad themes, though. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like that's what they headed into. They needed those for licensing sake. So we then
Isn't
go
it
into
funny, like you need all those themes because if you played like these new themes, you always have to be like, who? It's coming out.
That's half the battle that they're facing nowadays on the main roster. The fact that everybody's music that they've come up to and been changed with sounds the same. That's why there's a few that, I mean, like if they change Trick, if they like that would be what a.
I like it. Oh yeah, man.
Can't let that
Trick's
happen.
that whoop.
Oh, they would do something like that. Whoop, Trick, whoop. You know, they'd remix it. Whoop, Trick, whoop, and it's like, no, it doesn't.
What
have
would he
the-
say? I, Trick Williams. Then I'll be Trick. Whoop,
Aye.
Trick.
So Trick Williams comes out, Carmelo Hayes not far behind, and this was fantastic. So Ciampa took control early on, and eventually he tags in Johnny and hits a big suicide on the outside, massive dive onto Trick. Great way to head into the commercial. Watch Trick whoop. Yeah, exactly. Trip, Trick, trip. Why would you chant that as he falls? During commercial break during the VPN, it was a really funny conversation. So Trick was in the ring again, getting himself back up from the dive on the outside, and Booker T was like, "You wish you had a body like Trick. Look at that. Look at that." And he just kept rallying on him the entire time.
Wait.
Poor Vic Joseph,
So
but Booker T was
You
on one
told me
tonight.
a few people that were going to be. You said you were going to be there.
Yeah, I was supposed to be, but I got to get the cast off tomorrow. I'm excited. I can finally shower this leg that's peeling and gross and smells like a dead fish. That's several weeks in a cast will do that to you. More than several. What am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks so far? Yeah. Regardless, they managed to hit some crazy maneuvers. We got the BTE trigger. We got the shatter machine included. You know, the wise man, my oracle, mentioned that earlier. There was so much to it, and this was the best of Gargano, the best of Ciampa. Everybody that was in front of the audience tonight, and not just Finn Balor either, because he's like, that was good, that felt good when he did the, you know, for his theme. You could see the smile on their faces. You could see even DIY losing. They were happy to put over these guys, and what a way to sell the ending. We'll get to it, but it just was such a damn good match. And it's all these moments where you're like, oh my God, you could tell these guys, they miss NXT. They miss this. They miss the simplicity. They miss the fans. They miss the closeness, the realism, all of it. It was just nostalgia on another level for a lot of it, because I was directly, Spaz got me to be his NXT guy, so I was reviewing the weekly series for him, helping out, and that's how him and I ended up getting closer, because he knew I watched NXT and not many did when it was first on. So we connected and hooked up early.
I like it. Oh yeah, man.
That's right.
I watch NXT like not live every week. This week I wanted to because like
Homecoming.
you know,
Yeah.
Homecoming. So it was a great show and it was worth the watch. But like when Vince took over for that little bit, it was like not as bad as people said it was. But that's when I like tuned out of NXT for a bit.
That's exactly why, as it was bad as it was. So it made you stop watching. You tuned out.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
They had
But-
Cora Jade, the skateboarder, right? You know,
But
bullshit.
I
and-
liked Braun Breaker at that time. That was about it. But I don't.
yeah, the wolf dog thing was cool, but
Well,
there were
not
small
as bad as I think
glimmers.
it was. It was just like maybe because how great it used to be then to. I don't
Yeah.
know. The downgrade was.
They had equally good moments throughout 2.0, but equally as good to maybe now, but never to the past. Unfortunately, you know, they've
I think
managed to do things that
closer
could be
to that
exciting,
black
but
belt now, but not.
it's not quite
nearly.
the same. It's still it's a bit too produced. But I like the fact that they had the Miz get involved. People were saying, no, just keep it to NXT. Don't bring. The Miz was a great foil here, because not only does it protect DIY because they're on the main roster. Yes, Trick shouldn't be losing either. He's the TNA champ. Carmelo's on the main roster. He shouldn't be losing. So they're in a very unwinnable situation here. Miz gets involved. Like I said, shenanigans, and, you know, Carmelo gets the pin. Sets up Carmelo that he got help from the Miz. So is the Miz going to betray Carmelo Hayes, or is he going to help him win the title from Sami Zayn with the open challenge, kind of? it's an open challenge, but it's not like the open challenge as we were hoping for. I like it when it felt random, like whoever was ready in the
That's
locker
my,
room came out and did it.
issue with that open challenge thing because Sami Zayn's talking to the people. Next week, you get a shot, buddy. Tonight, you get a shot.
Yeah, he became the Oprah of the U.S. title really quick. And you get a belt, and you get a belt, and you get a belt, shot, and belt, a shot. I pay you to sing
not
back
the
up.
open
You're not
challenge,
even
that was-
playing the triangle
okay.
I bought you. Like,
Wait, you bought me a triangle? When was this now?
what did you think that was? Yes, it was a triangle with the metal, bang instrument, percussion. You go ahead and it makes a dinging noise. What did you think that was?
Wait, I thought that was for other purposes.
No.
You know, where you,
All the
Make it-
way?
well, you said that's how you did it.
Not with the triangle, the harmonica maybe, but regardless, that explains a lot. All that noise that's been coming out of your side. Thought there'd be a little ding after it, Is that what that is?
The ding?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, God, we are definitely getting thrown off of YouTube. We are fucked now. I thought you were just shitting your pants. That triangle is... I don't want to know.
Well, it was in your basement because you helped me. I reveal
Shift
it
your
first, or
leg.
do I have to-
Just shift your leg for a second. I want to test something.
Okay, hold on.
Ready?
Hold on. Yeah. Let's. Sorry. Oh no.
Our stream got interrupted last night by some perturbed asshole that thinks I owe him thousands of dollars for cutting up one short and putting the lyrics down wrong to the song. I sent him the lyrics typed. He couldn't even copy and paste them. He put in AI, and the AI got the lyrics wrong. It's hilarious, but I'm supposed to pay him for that. So now we get our show interrupted last night. The stream gets crashed. I finally get the firewall back up. We get up and running from our little DDoS session. And I uploaded the raw review in one go. So you can go ahead and check that out. If you didn't see it yet, that's a little self-promotion. Check out the raw review from last night. Don't go to the live tab. Go to the videos. I uploaded it in crisp 4K. So it was like 11 gigs per hour of it. Crazy. Go check that out. I put it up in one long continuous form, and it's got some of the in-between stuff that got cut out. So you get to hear me freaking out about why the hell nothing's working. Granted, if you move, it's
So Okay. To tell you the truth, guys, so this happened in his basement when he locked me there for
you don't
a
listen.
test run to be his co-host.
So I wanted to see how we would do in the same room together, and you were like a fly jumping all over the place. I was like, I've never seen someone with more ADD. That's how we instituted the shock collar treatment, and then you started to focus better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That one hurt. Yes, sir.
Well, yes, sir. Ow.
Yeah, there we go. We're getting there.
Oof.
Don't move when I do it. You're making it awkward. Any event, Tyler Breeze came out. Selfie stick. You think you love me? He does have a fun entrance, but wow, is that the death march from him, though? It felt like poor bastard knew he was going to an early grave, and made the most of it. Ethan Page, all ego, comes out with his North American title on the line. And
So what part of the show were you coming out? Again, I need to ask because you mentioned that I'm coming tonight.
I was supposed to walk out for the main event for the 6-woman tag. I was supposed to be a gimp in a leather suit being led by Fallon Henley.
Gotcha. And
I-
what happened? You got cut off the show? Or?
They just said they didn't have enough time, and they didn't have enough pleather in the prop department, and the art department said they weren't going to bother with it either. So And I was like, mine broke. I don't know what to tell you.
Funny story.
They wanted me to be the
arguments-
fatal influence gimp. They were going to give me my own hashtag and everything. I thought it was funny, but they're like, people will
Our
get
argument-
offended.
Flip today, by the way. I mean, you know how I'm usually the one that's saying Liv's returning, and you're saying no.
Yeah. And then you ask me again and again.
So tonight.
And again.
So tonight.
And again.
Jake was the one.
And again.
Doing it. He said, "Oh, Liv's gonna be there tonight." I'm like, "No, she won't." And then he's like, "Yes, she will." I'm like, "She was at the press conference, so she'll be at NXT." I'm like, "The press conference and NXT are two different things." And you were saying no, press conference and NXT were the same.
Yes. Peeling back the fourth wall. They virtually are, because all she would be doing is showing up like the rest of the legends and going, "Hi." So same deal she did at the press conference, except here she would be happy. So maybe not quite the same thing, but she would be doing exactly the same thing. She would walk out and be like, "I'm Liv Morgan." And everybody goes, "Ah!" Because that's the word of the day. Right? I mean,
what's the word of the day?
They originally announced Morgan. They originally announced that it was supposed to be her and
Morgan,
Judgment Day. I was trying to get them to sponsor the channel, but you know what they said? We reached out to your lawyer, and he's a dumbass. And I was like, I know. You know how much do you cost to keep a real great top-notch lawyer on retainer? Why do you think I served 7 years for jaywalking? I don't keep him around because I want to. It's an old woman's curse. I thought she was just making me fat that time, but apparently Code Red just has a lot of sugar in it. The real curse was having a time-traveling lawyer that sucks.
I mean,
they wanted to give me the death sentence for a fucking parking ticket. Like, he talked that judge into almost executing me that day. He's terrible. But I've known him for
a parking ticket.
It's not all my life, but like I've known him for like 3,000 years. If you add it all up.
Wait, 3,000.
Yeah. So.
What year did you time travel to meet him?
No idea. I took a lot of vitamins back in the day and don't recall much. True statement. I remember meeting this gentleman on Halo 3, and then from there it was just fate and destiny, huh, Bugaloo? This little surprise we got. Lexus King came out and announced, "I'm the best ever, and you can't have Homecoming without me." Black and gold, overrated. I wish you didn't say that, because we had overrated in this segment before. We'll get back to that. Trust me. And he's going on. He's like, "The stars of the past, they don't care about you, but I do. And that's why I was beat by a vile deaf man. And in the dark last week, lights went out. Finn Balor comes out here, makes his old entrance. Dun-dun.
So why was he acting like a babyface tonight?
They all just had their different roles about them. That's why DIY were baby faces. That's why it was just come back and be your old selves and be happy to be here. They turned off kayfabe for some of the legends returning tonight. Vince isn't there to bitch about it, but we can't afford tickets either. So, yeah. Granted, they did say something tonight that perturbed me a slight bit. They said NXT is sold out tonight at Full Sail. So they must have charged for these home sale tickets. They said they were on sale, but usually for Full Sail or the Performance Center, you just had to reserve your seat, but you didn't pay. So now they're charging people to go there is greedy as all hell. TKO, I'm telling you right now, my prediction stands the same as when the company bought them. They only bought them to build up their numbers so that they could sell them. That's it. That's why they're trying to maximize ticket prices. That's why they're doing the WrestleMania deal with Saudi, getting $500 million.
Who are they gonna sell them to?
There are streaming services out there that will take them in full. There's Paramount apparently has eyes if they end up doing it. Someone will grab them, and it will be twice or three times as expensive as when. But they're going to make it worth their while. UFC has a gigantic surge in popularity lately. Their numbers are massively up. I think I was reading an article
I've heard
earlier.
they might sell it to Saudi.
A 74% increase in viewership in the past 3 months for UFC. That's organic and incredible. I don't know, but if anybody does need high quality curtains, I should have taken the sponsorship. You're right, sir. Granted, that coup de grace that he gave Lexus King, oh my God, he stuffed his feet so deep into his chest he was flatlining and giving him CPR. That was insane. Balor and not what's his name, Miles Bourne. I'm gonna say, you know, not blind man but deaf. He obviously accepts the challenge, so it's a lights out match next week between the two, as I mentioned earlier. The Grayson Waller show. They come back, they do a little video screen, and we had this, which we've not had in a long time. I like the Grayson Waller effect. He's a smarmy wise ass. He's a great heel. He does so well in this context. He should be this type of host more often. This is what I want to see from him. It's enjoyable because he gets great reactions, like he did out of Ricky Saints. Obafemi was like, Ricky can't carry this title.
New Day, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's not the role for him. This is. New Day sucks. This rocks. Because Obafemi was very straightforward. He's like, oh, you're just, you know, you don't want to be here. You don't want to be in NXT. You're already looking towards the main roster, and that's all you care about. You know, basically saying his NXT time is nothing but a speed bump in the road to the main roster. Down here from here, exactly. Can't go any higher than that with you, Cody. So, I want to give Oba some credit, but it wasn't great from him. But Ricky, oh my God, Ricky, he tore him apart. He said, you were scouted and sponsored by WWE, but who are you without the title? You're just a pampered athlete. And he's like, I poured my heart at the PC years ago only to get a denial email. He said, I'm standing here understanding a delay is not a denial. And I'll always gamble on myself. Everything I put out outside these walls means everything to me. I'm absolute Ricky Saints. Fucking brilliant. So much passion, so much energy, so much. Standard interview segment, but Ricky shined. Then the Trick Williams comes back out. Won this tag match before. Here he is. Pulls up and he's like, hey, that NXT title you're holding belongs to me. And Trick basically says, Ricky, shut up. The grown men are talking. And he's like, you know, Ricky, you're only here because Trick and Oba made NXT hot up in here, which is funny. So Grayson Waller, he's like, well, we'll talk to Santino Marella and we'll book Oba versus Trick. Title versus title. Winner take all. And the winner will face Ricky Saints at No Mercy. Say what? Holy shit. What a great idea, Mr. Grayson Waller. God damn, that was amazing. Get me to that match. Next week, NXT, going to be great. Did not expect this at all for them to do title versus title on a weekly show. They are pushing hard. They have plans. I wonder if it's because of something to do with Bound for Glory coming up in October, and they want to get the title possibly back to somebody, or they have something going on. Regardless, this was a really fun segment that turned into something great with Ricky, that turned into something stellar with this match announcement for next week. I don't know which way they're going to go. I genuinely have to mull it over. Tomorrow we'll give you some predictions thrown in for NXT next week as well. But do they take Obafemi's reign and let it keep going and now be the TNA champ? That's a great accolade for him since, you know, Trick already held the NXT title. But
well, you've talked about
Trick
how
winner
you
take
think
all.
one of them or both of them would be getting a call up soon, right?
Yes, especially Obafemi. He's got to be on his way up anytime now. You know, people said, oh, by the Rumble, but I think maybe sooner. And the way they've been doing it, it seems like that's a possibility. They just kind of
who do you
have
think
people
gets
drop
called
their
up
titles
first?
and take them. Probably Obafemi, I would say, over Trick, even though Trick's long since due as well.
Yeah, both of them are due right now.
I mean, Obafemi had that amazingly long and stellar, phenomenal NXT North American title defense run. He beat everybody. Same thing he's done with the title. Then backstage, we have what's left, I should say, not with, what's left of the No Quarter Catch crew. Charlie Dempsey, must be happy his dad's there, tells Ren, I'm going to Japan. I got to get my head right. So stay here and keep making the group proud. And that's when Bobby Roode shows up and does the little glorious half-second thing. And he says, Joe Hendry, there he appears. They do their little back and forth from one former TNA champ to another former champ. This was great. He's like, I'm rooting for Hendry to be the next NXT champion down the road. It was cool, but they could have used both of these guys so much better tonight. Hendry is a friggin' star. He's fun. He's exciting. And he's over as all hell. Use him before they kill the gimmick. Do more with this. Then the other side of it, it's like, I get what they're going for, but Charlie Dempsey's going to be gone, so the group is basically all but done. Maybe he's bringing back new members, and you never know what they have planned, but Bobby Roode should have been in front of the fans so they could have sang along and done the whole thing with him. It just felt a little bit deflating. And then we got our main event. So they kept reminding us that all the TNA, both alums and current roster, were tweeting out all their support for NXT Homecoming. That was really cool. We had Fatal Influence coming out for the main event. JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, not me in a gimp suit being walked out like a furry dog. They, managed to work decently together in this match, but Stephanie Vacour, Rhea Ripley, and Lyra, Bird Lady Valkyria, getting involved instead of Tiffany Stratton. Wishing her well. I mean, this is not a good look. Apparently, she got that concussion when she jumped to the outside, and that was the last we heard. So she's not medically cleared to compete at Homecoming.
Yeah, that's sad.
Hopefully she gets well soon because she's got the women's
title. It
title.
had to do with that moonsault, right?
Yeah, the jump to the outside when she did the moonsault and landed hard. I don't know if she was supposed to be caught or if she just didn't know she wasn't going to be caught or she just landed badly. It could have been any reason. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying I'm curious.
I'm not sure how the spot was supposed to go.
This was another really good match. The story here was more about like, oh, can we see the faces work together? But basically Lyra gets a really good wrecking ball kick later on against Jasmine Nix, and they did the double devil's kiss. Oh my God, Stephanie and Rhea together at the same time, rolling the girls up, Fallon and JC, giving them, I thought the place was, Booker was in heaven.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
See, I hit the button, it mutes me. You're right. Look at that. We figured out the problem after all this time. It's the Booker T one. I think it's set to mute all when I hit it. Look.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Shut on down. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. You smart son of a bitch. Look at that. We figured it out. Cody Onidi. I gave you a little bit of praise. So basically, after the double devil's kiss, Lola Vice shows up and just unprovoked smacks JC right with the back fist. And Rhea gives her a riptide right up the old, poop shoot. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. And damn. Are you excited too? For this match?
Know it. Are you excited?
It was a fun close to the show. I wish they closed with the tag team match of the men's, though, because I feel like that had more drama, more passion, and a chance for either side to win more so. I mean, I didn't think they'd let the TNA champ lose, but you never know. Anything could have happened with DIY being the vets there. As for this, it really felt like, as I said before, the Powerpuff Girl version, the super team up, except we got knockoff Butters again. But what are you going to do? All in all, with all the nostalgia that they pumped into this, and it was so important of a time for me, they had a few minor things. Were they big? No. Were they massive? Not at all. But did it upset me? You're fucking right, it upset me. After waiting all day to see Bobby fucking Roode, they finally go ahead and they bring him out. He's been producing these matches forever. He's been doing it for a long time now, and they haven't let...
Uh-oh. Happy pills. Happy pills, y'all. You lost it for a second.
All right, we're good. Jesus.
Now apologize to the audience for going haywire on them.
Let me talk to you.
Gotta.
Yeah, on what he said. Sorry, that was only a 25%. Are you good? Shocks aren't affecting you as much. I gotta get you a new 9-volt. I was waiting for them to be like, NXT is the best ever, including sometimes TNA. We still love you guys, right? Right? TNA? Are they dead? Oh God, CPR Armageddon. Like, TNA is doing great on their own. They're getting a good amount of this, resurgence of fans coming back. But NXT was certainly an adrenaline shot in the ass. They're selling out tickets far beyond what NXT is doing on their main shows. Dynamite, Collision. They have a Collision event coming up next Thursday. They've only sold 400 tickets for. The arena holds like 3,000 altogether for the, for their setup, and they've sold 400 tickets. That's a sad state of affairs. So tomorrow I won't be watching Dynamite Live, but we'll see if it changes or announces anything for All Out. We'll be announcing our predictions tomorrow night on Into Somewhere Weekly, not just for AEW All Out, which of course, as you know, will be in Toronto. Spaz Phoenix will be there live. He'll be our man on the inside. That'll be a great time. So we'll be giving you predictions for that and for WrestlePalooza tomorrow. Make sure you go ahead, tune on in, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notification. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, follow. We'll be there as well. Hopefully we're back up on TikTok. We'll see what happens. I give this show a solid 8.5 even, just because of like all the nostalgia, and the matches were all entertaining. Sure, some of them were very formulaic but that's okay. It was still entertaining. Simplistic is not bad. Like it was, everything made logical sense. They continued storylines, so that it wasn't like this was in some type of like pseudo universe and we just had a huge celebration where they used the legends that they did use. I think they used well, but I have changed a few things certainly, but that's just me being nitpicky. All in all, that's a minor critique. It's a very fun show with a very hot crowd. It felt like a true homecoming. I still don't know if they just did it just because, hey, we're back at Full Sail, that's why we did it, or was there any type of like this date with NXT? There was nothing that I saw that was like that. I thought it was just like, hey, this is just, because we are home, that's why we're doing this celebration. Yeah, Collision got 235,000 viewers this past weekend, so not great either.
I'd be scared of them if I were WWE.
Big time. WrestlePalooza, the ultimate counter booking. We've got John Cena, Brock Lesnar, the final time. Needs a stipulation, like you said, my friend, but it's going to be a great match. Cody Rhodes and Drew for the belt. Io and Stephanie for the women's belt. And then we've got Seth and Becky, the world heavyweight and women's IC champs, taking on CM Punk and AJ Lee. I wish the titles were on the line in an intergender match. So because how often do you face the men and women's champ at the same time? When you see intergender matches in the history, like that didn't happen too often. Him and Becky did it once before or twice before. So it's like, hey, now you got a little history with it. Like, let's see you defend it again, because it's not a common thing and it comes to them. But they were faces last time. And then we got Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. Or is Jay becoming No Yeet Roman Reigns? Got to find out. Taking on the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll give you predictions for next week's NXT as well.
Cinema?
It might be. We'll see. This Friday, SmackDown will be covering as well, of course. So after Into Somewhere Weekly Wednesday, you'll see us again this Friday as we go over WWE Champion Cody Rhodes appearing, and on top of it, Sami Zayn taking on Carmelo Hayes in the Open U.S. Title Challenge. They're going to be in Toledo, Ohio at the Huntington Center, so we will be live after that. I liked the early start time to Raw last night. That didn't bother me one bit.
Me too, so
if it was starting at like 5 or 4, West Coast style, I'd be like, that's a bit, but 7 for East Coast was perfect, selfishly.
I agree.
And you figure, it worked out well with the formatting. I think people enjoyed it more than they probably let on. I saw some complaints online, but it flowed well. It ended well. I think it's even better at that time frame. I'm sure the arena people like it too because they get out earlier and get to go home and clean shit up faster. No one wants to be cleaning up popcorn and hot dog remnants forever. I'll tell you. Well, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us and tuning in. We will be live tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in for Into Somewhere Weekly. There we go. My good man, please tell these wonderful people where they can find you.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube, also at Judgment Day Era. And yes, it's not a stick, but we're going to be posting video game content there soon. And you can find me over on my Instagram at Cody_Onidi_316.
That's right, the 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
Rocking it strong. Thank you guys for always subscribing, helping me up those numbers. We're getting there, approaching slowly but surely, working towards 11,000 subscribers. Like I said, we'll be live tomorrow night, Into Somewhere Weekly, Friday with the SmackDown review, Saturday, WrestlePalooza, and AEW All Out review that evening. It's going to be a hell of a weekend you're not going to want to miss. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I hope you all stay sexy, have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay sexy.